tried to sign into the live and I had some technical problems, so I'm a couple of minutes late. But here I am, and I'm happy to share some tidbits with you this morning and check in and see if you all are hanging out with me. And always love connecting with the people, the members of this group, and helping you create the business of your dreams and help you do it with ease. When I started out as a coach, it was, I think, easier because I really didn't know what I was doing. And sometimes, if you come in with the naive child mind, everything seems possible. And then, after time, as things changed and got more complicated with internet marketing, it became rougher for me, and I'm sure for you as well, because there's so many choices and so many ways to go. And then, of course, when you're talking about client enrollment, it's always a challenge staying even. And what I mean about even is, yay, I got a client. I'm so excited. And you're shouting it to the rooftops and you're posting it in your Facebook groups. And you're so super excited that you actually closed a sale, right? That you have a new client and you have some money in your bank account. And that feels so great. And then you have a day or a week or a month where that doesn't happen at all. And oh my gosh, you can start to go down and get super depressed and beat yourself up and what's wrong with me? And then you go and you buy another product or another program because you think it's the product or the program that you had that is, well, that thing didn't work, or that didn't work, so I have to try something else. So now I have to spend more money, which puts more stress on you, right? So, hey Lisa, glad you're here. Please post a question or a comment in the thread if something moves you to talk about and respond to when I'm talking. So I was talking with one of the coaches on my team the other day, and we were talking about that roller coaster of the entrepreneur. You know, when things are going great and you're in momentum and you're signing up clients or launching your program and people are buying it and you're making sales, feels so, so good. It just feels like I've got it. I'm on my way. And then there's those days where it just starts tanking and you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to go buy something else to help me support that. And I want to tell you that it's not about any of that. If you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, in business for yourself, you are going to have days and maybe months where your business plateaus. You're going to have days and weeks and months where you soar. You're going to, double, triple, and 10x your income at some point. You will get there if you keep doing the steps. But we can't have those major successes all the time. And what happens is we get addicted to that feeling. It's kind of like going to the casino. You win the jackpot and then you want to go back. But here's the thing. In order to do the business of an entrepreneur or to stay even, you have to expect that you are going to have the highs and lows, but it's about managing those feelings, because those feelings can get you completely distracted and off track. And some of the things people do when they're distracted, they, beat themselves up, they buy more stuff, or they hide. And hiding's a really, really good one. Hey, Lisa, I totally get you with the, I feel like something's wrong with me and then I go buy another program to help me fix me. Here's all you need. You need to have some kind of an inner talk with yourself. And the inner talk goes something like this. Thanks for sharing. I'm not buying that mumbo jumbo. I know that if I put a step in front of myself each day and I stay focused and I talk to people and I know what I'm offering and I know who my clients are and I know there's a need, that they will sign up with me eventually. And I'm not going to sign somebody up every single day. I'm not going to sign somebody up maybe every single week. Or I'm not going to be able to sell this thing that I'm creating all the time. There are things beyond your control. There is the economy. There is maybe what you developed, people don't want it anymore. Maybe you thought, I need to create something that no one else is doing. Well, this is interesting because I thought that too, that I had to have something that no one else did in order for me to stand out and be special. It's not it. If you want to stand out and be special, then find something that people are already doing really well and do it well too. Because there's enough clients for all of us to share the things that are working in business. Why do you think there's so many business coaches? Why do you think that there's so many people helping people with enrollment? There's many, many, many gurus have different products. Christian Michelson, Lisa Sasevich, Eben Pagan, Bill Barron. Everybody has their thing that the way they do it. And some of us follow different gurus in order to utilize that stuff. But it's not about that. It's really about you being riding the middle, the calm, riding the wave when things go really high and go really low. Even though, like, I want to say this again to you, those highs by closing the deal, signing the client up, feel so good. And we want to feel good all the time. But I would challenge you to feel good in other ways, to feel good walking in nature, to feel good connecting with a friend and having a great relationship with your partner, to feel good when you finally take some time off and be good to yourself, to feel good when you've made a presentation and know you gave it your best shot. Those can be your highs, right? But not whether someone paid you money. That's not going to work, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting on an enrollment call or doing a presentation when you're in a down place, coming off super desperate. And super desperate is lowering your fees, not listening to people right away, not being present on your calls, not being authentic, just coming from that place of need and I need. And I'm telling you, that is what I call the can of client repellent. Client repellent, people will feel that. Oh my gosh, that woman or that guy was so desperate that they didn't sound confident. And why would I ever go and follow somebody who doesn't sound confident? On the flip side, if you're feeling really great because you just signed up a brand new client, getting on there with overconfidence and I'm the best thing since sliced bread could also repel people as well. So you want to come from a place of vulnerability, sharing, feeling grateful, giving people the opportunity, knowing that you really can help people, giving real life examples when you share that, and really being present. And if you can be present with yourself and do some of that work before you get on these calls, before you do a presentation, do the breathing, talk to yourself, become non-attached, the call's going to go better too. And the highs are going to get less high and the lows are going to get less low because you're not feeling like I have to get this, right? And the cool thing about I have to get this is you don't have to get anything. You just have to put what you want out there, focus, have a clear message, and the people that need to hear it will. Yes, you do need some marketing, you do need some words, you do need some copy, but coming across even, confident, kind of like this, right? Sharing who you are and not getting caught up in that roller coaster of the entrepreneur. So who else here is riding a roller coaster or has ever ridden a roller coaster of working for yourself? Post below, give me a thumbs up, say yes, I've actually experienced that, because I'll tell you, I've been doing it. I've had my own business even as a therapist before I was a coach. And I remember back in the early 90s when I would get a phone call from my answering service saying, you have a referral for a new client. I would be like, oh my gosh, I got a new client. Always that, like, somebody wants me, somebody loves me. Oh my gosh, it's it's addicting, right? And I used to wear a pager. And I worked in a hospital and I had my private practice on the side and it would go bing and I would like, oh my gosh, like I got a client. So I've totally been there. But I'll tell you something. When my business started to take off the business coaching piece of it, the one I've been doing lately since December, it was when I let go. I didn't need the bells and whistles of a sales page. I didn't need the bells and whistles of charging a ton of money for my programs. I totally, totally needed to be okay with, if this doesn't work, I'll figure out something else. And that was it. It was like, this is all an experiment. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know who's going to come on my Facebook Live today. And I see, Cheryl's there, Dottie, and I saw Monica a few minutes ago, and there's some others of you. I can't see your posts right now because I'm in my phone. But thank you for showing up today. And I've done these Facebook Lives with nobody coming. I don't know what is going to happen when I put myself out. I'm hoping that something's going to click and something's going to come together. And I was very, very fortunate, hey Nancy, that I found that thing. I know that I'm really good at connecting people, and I'm good at teaching and facilitating. And I saw a need in our community of coaches, therapists, and healers for people to help people to stop buying things in reaction to failures, and to offer a coaching program, and that's what I do if you don't know me well, that really works on practical steps in getting your business online. Getting your business, when I say online, not necessarily online, but just working. And I see this, being in the coaching world for so many years, how it's exploded, and how there are people out there that will tell you that you need their program, and you might need their program, but probably not now. If you don't have enough money in the bank to pay your bills and really really call yourself a business and not a hobby, then you probably don't need to buy anything. What you need to do is talk to people and offer them, an enrollment conversation, a free session, and then sign them up for whatever feels right at the time. And I suggest, in order to get out of this like high, low, or depression, or whatever it is that you're in because it's not working for you, that you don't leave any money on the table. And I say this almost every time I'm doing a Facebook Live, but I really, really believe it. And I think that that is the key to my success, is finding people who need what I have, which is help, right? Help. Making it affordable for people to have that help, and supporting them with their mindset so that they don't have to keep buying more programs and more toys and more bells and whistles and more platforms than they need. If I was to show you the inside of my business, you would probably crack up, because there isn't a lot there. I have an opt-in page to grab emails. I have a nurturing email sequence. I have this Facebook group that you're in. And I have a shopping cart to take money, which is great. I have a cell phone. I actually just got rid of my landline, so that was one less bill I have to worry about. And that's it, really. I don't buy a lot of programs. I get coached. I have a lot of coaches, in my life. I have coaches that I pay. I have some buddy coaches as well. I surround myself with people that are building businesses like myself, that are even more successful. So in the past year, I've been able to up-level my game and go from, 6 figures to multi-6 figures. And that, just by not getting distracted and not giving in to my failures. And I have had many failures. Many. I mean, I can't even count them on my 2 hands. I have done webinars where nobody's come. I've done live events where there's been 5 people in the room. I've done Facebook ads and spent a lot of money. That was before. I don't do that anymore. And I won't do it until I either can afford to hire somebody who knows really what they're doing, but I'm not going to play. That's like playing in the casino too, unless really, really know what you're doing. You don't have any business doing that. So everything that I do is fairly organic, high touch. And I have hired a few people in the past couple of months because I can, but I didn't hire them before I could. And I have a coach on my team now, and I'm hiring another coach in a couple of weeks, probably. And I hired an online business manager, and we get together and we strategize what are the best next steps for me to do. An example of that is I hadn't done an intro session offer to at all. I'd been doing other things, inviting people, but I hadn't done that. And I'll tell you something. When I did this intro session and I had an email, you might have seen it, and it said, work with me for free. I got 35 people asking me for that. And I thought, oh my God, like, how am I going to do it? You know? But luckily, I have some people that can help me with that. So we've divided it up and we're trying to get everybody who signed up for a session their session. That was a good problem to have. I'm not complaining about it, but I'm saying you never know when you do something what the reaction of the people is going to be. My good friend Rob Goyette always says, the right offer in front of the right people at the right time. And if you do that, it's bingo. And that could be getting someone on a call one on one and making that right offer to them at the right time. And it's just exactly what they need, right? It's exactly what they need to get their result. And it's not about the money. And so if it becomes about the money, again, you still want to keep moving forward. And you might have a bottom line, and I certainly have a bottom line in my business. And if somebody was like, well, I can only pay you, I don't know, $100 a month, I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't do $300 a month either. And at this point, I'm not doing $500 a month. So you may have your amount that you're willing to work for and your amount that it just doesn't make sense to you in terms of your time, right? And you can up level that at any point that you want as long as you don't leave money on the table. So if you decide that you're not working for X, you can have a program that costs X. So when you're on the phone with people, you can say, well, I can't work with you, but you can have my online program and that costs $297 and I can sign you up for that now. And, there's a couple of bonus calls with it, or you can join this Facebook group where you can ask me questions or something like that, where you're not doing a lot of high touch. But anyway, back to the topic. The topic is staying even and not letting yourself bring you down when you're not making money. What you want to do is get better at creating the one thing in terms of getting money on the table. And it's usually talking to people. I can't say that enough. Talk, talk, talk. The more people that you talk to about what the opportunity is to work with you, the more people that you will convert and the better you will get at it. So, wonder if there's any questions here that I can answer about any of what I'm saying. Please post below and take a sip of coffee. I just got delivered. I hope you're all having a good morning, and I'm happy to be here. Cheryl, marketing is my biggest challenge. No list is so hard to get things going. I'm comfortable putting myself out there and running groups and webinars. Great, Cheryl. You know what? You don't really need a list. You can do this on Facebook. You can start your own group, like I have a group in here, with your, little twist of what it's about for you. And those people in your group become your list. So a list doesn't have to be an email list. It can just be your tribe. Let's see, Cheryl, what would you say the conversion rate is for starting out? I don't know what people's conversion rate is starting out in terms of enrollment conversations, but I do know that the industry standard for enrollment conversations is between 20 and 30%. So if you talked to 5 people, and you got 1 or 2 clients out of that, you'd be doing great. So then, you've got to multiply that. So in order to sign up 2 clients, you might in the beginning, have to have 10 conversations. For me, I've been doing enrollment conversations now for 10 years, and I've gotten really good at it, but I still don't close them all. I would say I'm at about maybe, depending if it's high end, say a $10,000 or $20,000 program, of course the conversion rate is going to go down. But for my group and mastermind, my conversion rate's probably around 80%. And that's because it's the right offer in front of the right person at the right time, and I know how to do that conversation. Thanks, Lisa. You make things sound so simple, and that's so refreshing. And here's the thing. I've been telling people this all week. I've met people who are biologists, who went to med school, who went to law school, and finished at the top of their class, and now they want to be a coach. They don't want to be doing what they're doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this coaching business is easier than law school. It's easier than being a scientist. It's easier than being a rocket. It's easier than doing all the other things you ever did in your life. It's easier than college. It's easier than having a baby. This is, if you boil it down to figure out your target market, boom, right? Figure out your message. Figure out the problem your people have. Create a coaching program, something, either to them or, online, live or online. Price it right. Get on the phone with people, and that's all you did. You don't need anything else. You do not need a sales page. You need a way to take money and a telephone, and that's it. And you can use freeconferencecall.com, and you don't have to spend any money on your business. If I was just saying before, if you looked inside my business is like, I don't really have a lot of expenses. I do now because I have some people working for me, but before that, I pay my shopping cart. I pay for QuickBooks, which you would do anyway in a business. I pay for my online scheduler, which is $10 a month. And gosh, I don't even know. There's probably one other platform that I pay for that I need to have for the business. But I would say that stuff is, the platforms and all of that altogether is maybe $200 a month. Like, I don't get the big, stuff. My business doesn't need the big stuff. If I do have a virtual assistant, and I have like about 15 hours a month that I use her for. And we do it on a block, and it's very affordable, and pretty much a lot of the stuff I can do myself. So if I need to cut back a little bit, I can if I have time. And if not, I just outsource it to her. So that gives me space and time to just do the enrollment conversations. And that's pretty much what I've been focusing on since the beginning of the year. And that's why my business has tripled. When I was trying to do only, webinars and Facebook ads and creating programs and launches and all that stuff that is out there to people who have cold leads, and I haven't warmed those people up and they don't know me yet, that is so much harder to convert than warming people up in a group like this, warming people up because you're going to lots of different meetings. And I got to stop now. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. I have to go to a meeting, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.